Sure. 10 money or 10 cryo up front. Just like that, I got 2 missions sitting ahead of me. What I'm trying to decide, though, is, I've got some primo dice here. Maybe I'll rutabaga this just for the sake of trying to make my early game easy here. When you go on a contract, I assume you get on your ship and you fly away and you've got kind of a whole new situation around you. Would I lose these dice that I currently have rolled for this cycle going on a contract? Or do I retain the dice that I have at the beginning of the day that I would then use on that contract? Because, man, those dice look pretty good for the most part, and it might not be a bad idea to take this group with me to go get it done if that's what I need to get done, if that makes sense. Always use your dice before you leave. Okay. So, yeah. So, in other words, I should absolutely use this dice before I go. Cool. That's what I will do. Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Couple lucky rolls give you a payout that raises eyebrows among the spacers. But you quickly lose half of it. Time to stop. Let's go gambling! Neutral outcome again. 5 cryo. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, I suppose. Let's go toss this scrapyard shifter in for 50-50. Neutral outcome, lost some energy, gained some cryo. Not too bad, not too bad. Once again, that one die just seeming like a bad time. So I'm probably just going to sit on it, eat some chips, and be on my way. I think, yeah, we're sitting on 2 supplies, which doesn't feel like a good amount. I did send Seraphin on a supply kind of caper here. I'm trying to figure out how I get that girl on my team. Is there like a... Probably when I go on the contract, I can pull crew, right? I assume that they give me like a page to be like, here's this available crew that you can use on this here contract if that's what you want to do, kind of thing, right? Because I don't see where they are presently. Okay. Then we should go on, let's do a contract. Let's do ourselves a contract. Oh, the map, probably. Here we go. Contracts are high-risk, high-reward jobs that you and your crew can take on. Contracts require preparation and care to succeed. You'll need to gather enough fuel to travel to the contract. Gather as many supplies as you can afford to keep you and your crew going. Look for opportunities to recruit crew, temporarily or permanently, to help you on a contract. Consider which crew to take carefully. They have different skills and stress resistances, and who you choose can affect the story. Once you are ready, you can select the contract for the map and then your crew to proceed. Just in case, I'm gonna go buy some supplies. Just one supply for now. Hopefully 3 will be enough. I'm gonna go do this side gig that they've afforded me. That one's danger. This one's risky by comparison. Let's give it a try. So I can bring Nia on board. Apparently Junie's only in for the other contract, so that's fine. Let's bring you in. And Seraphin is obviously with us, so let's go. Seraphin's not I already forgot her new name. Or her name. Ooh, that's a bad roll. That's all right. We're just going to have to deal. It's a drone. Seraphin spots the signal source first, the light barely shimmering off its dark hull plating. A design trait that betrays its covert use. A flash catches your attention and you see a rent in the hull. through which red lights pulse. Wounded. Seraphin shakes his head. Wish they'd finished the job. You've seen one before? Seraphin looks back over his shoulder towards you. We've seen one before, don't you? He sighs. Sorry. I know it isn't your fault. He looks at the drone. Lane had us work on one in Darkside Bay, though it was barely a shell. Disarmed and deactivated. He had us searching through its guts for salvage. Even that one gave me the creeps and had its core ripped out. He pushes the ship closer. This one's still alive. Conway. Nia kisses her teeth. Corporate scum. You glance over and see the fire in her bright eyes. They don't even dare to come here and force us out themselves. It's all proxies and drones. She shakes her head. Typical core-bred cowards. Run into them before? She glances at you. You might say that. She looks out at the drone. You won't see me taking my eyes off that thing for a second. Seraphin carefully guides the ship closer. Guides the ship closer. Glide, sure. You watch the drone. System is full of these things now, running missions for their operators. Rare to see one out in the belt, though. Maybe got hit during a run-in with Senate stat mercs. What's a drone? I think the idea is this is an unmanned ship right here is what they're saying. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Appreciate it. I think that's the implication here, is that this thing is not, it is run either remotely or run like by an AI inside the ship. Either way, dangerous, to say the least. Looks like it's drifting. Most of the system's blown out. But look here. He jumps a finger towards a red light on the far side of the drone. It's still broadcasting, and maybe even receiving. Can it attack us? Unlikely. Seraphin smiles. Would have blasted us already if it could. Comforting? Nia looks nervous. Seraphin brings you ever closer. What I remember from the dark side job is that the central core and the broadcast array need to be shut off to kill these things. Core will turn off local systems, and the broadcast array will sever the link with the Conway operators. Seraphin swallows. But you can bet those systems are protected. Your attention is suddenly drawn by a shudder from the drone, like a tremor running along its length. This thing is rigged to blow, Sleeper. He frowns. We go slow and careful, and we don't touch anything we don't know about. Turns back to Nia. You hear that? I got you. She looks sincere. See ya, Sticks. Seraphin brings the rig to a stop, close enough for you to cross through the open space to reach the drone's hull. Let's suit up. You head down the airlock to prepare. As you get suited up, you think of the corporate war taking place in the inner system, the war that this drone was driven from. Out here on the shore of the conflict, the biggest danger is that this flotsam and jetsam drifting in with the tides and orbits of the system might, one cycle, bring the war with it. For now, the belt is outside its reach, but looking out of the red pulsing drone, that doesn't give you much comfort. Welcome to your first contract. While on a contract, you'll be able to assign 2 dice for each crew member as you would assign your own dice. Pay attention to the crew's skills to use them effectively. On certain outcomes, the crew will take crew stress. When their stress is full, you will no longer be able to use them to perform actions. On a contract, your energy bar will automatically be supplied for each cycle that you have available supplies. When your supplies are depleted, both you and your crew will take 1 stress per cycle. Contracts also have their own contract stress. When this bar is filled, the contract will fail. Good luck. So there's drone stress right there. That's fun. Let's look at our 2 spots here, see what we got going on. I might try to push a little bit. We got some bad dice out here. You just gained some stress. As your stress increases, you will have a higher chance of taking damage to your action dice each time you roll them. Oh, I see. So by taking a point of stress now, there's a chance that I'll take damage to that first die. Is that right? Oh, you're right. I'm blocking Seraphin's dice here. There we go. Okay. Okay, interesting. So neither Nia nor Seraphin are going to be good for either of these jobs, but that's okay. Let's take a look at that, and then let's take a look at the hull damage. Nia just had bad dice no matter what, so it's not really going to be a great play for her. Broadcast. So there are two things we need to do on this drone. Rolling those pips damages those dice. The stress meter has pip icons. Oh, I see. So as of present, I see at the very, it's a little hard to see at the very tippy top of the screen here, but there's a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. I guess a 6, you're fine no matter what. But the idea here is that presently, the one little point of stress is not going to cause me any damage. But if I got another point of stress, anytime I rolled a 1, it would do damage to that die slot. Is that what I'm understanding here? So stress is bad for me right now, but eventually it'll be fine again, and I'll fix it down. Okay, all right, I'm starting to understand this. I'm gonna go for this. Give this a shot, see how it goes. Positive outcome, love to see it. I mean, I should still keep going with danger, right? Danger's gonna be my good play here. Because it's gonna give me a lot of clock progress on this control access. That's pretty good. Let's give it a try. Negative outcome! Yikes! That's not good. Not good at all. So I got one. That was one fail on the drone, and it's going to blow on 4. Fantastic. While risky won't, right. Let's try this first, Seraphin, and see how he can create an opening on this thing. Neutral outcome, that's fine. That's cool, that's great. I'm gonna do one more on that one. Positive outcome. Great job, Seraphin. Wonderful work out there, bud. all we got left are just some real bad dice out there, friends. Oh, I cannot rest while we're on a contract. Of course we can't. Why would we? That'd be too easy. We're not going to cook our supplies right now. Interesting. Okay. I don't think it behooves me to use these ones right now. I think we're just going to have to take a night. Hit one cycle and let's see what we can do. Yeah, now we're talking. But Nia's still rolling real bad out there, guys. Come on, Nia. Come on, Nia. That's right, girl. We got you. I'll throw these two in and we'll get our control access, no problem. Come on, Irene. During a contract, you can use your push ability once per cycle to give you an edge in a tricky situation. Pushing accrues 1 stress, but will give you a key advantage based on your chosen class. If you can see your current push configuration if you hold your mouse over your button on the character screen. Your push cannot be used at a hub, but when at a hub, it can be upgraded and configured in the character screen. You hear the bleeping immediately. Among the chambers and cabling of the drone's interior, something has started counting down. Guys? His voice comes hissing through the suit's comm channel. Does anyone else hear that? Because I'm getting nervous. Shit. Seraphin's voice joins her. That's what I was worried about. Are we screwed? I can't be sure. Seraphin has dropped his voice to a whisper as if that might make a difference. This thing's about to send out a distress call. It's about to blow. We gotta shut this system down fast. He pauses. Move on to the other side because I bet you there's a surprise waiting for us there too. We good? Nia sounds tense. Heading back to the ship or what? Seraphin cuts in. We're good. We keep going. Shuts off the channel. You take a moment in the silence. All right. Time to deal with this fast, then get over the other side of the other side before something happens. Sounds like we got 3 cycles before something goes down there, man. Oh, wait, no, we still got work to do over here. Okay. Decisions. I'll see if I can shut this thing down. That was great. That was really good. That's what we needed to see. I'm gonna try to play a 4 on this. Come on, neutral or positive? No! I don't want to be stressed. Oy. All right, let's see if we can get another positive. Come on. Come on! Good enough. Okay, we knocked that out. That's done. That is over with. And now, our good boy Seraphin can work on creating an opening over here, and we'll get some good numbers on it. Because he rolled well. Good. Fantastic. All right, we're only 5 ticks away from getting that one done. Good work. Excellent job, team. I knew we could do it. All right, another supply. Glad I bought 1 extra supply. I think that was definitely worthwhile. Oof. You've taken damage to a dice because of stress. When your dice are rolled at the start of the cycle, your stress dictates if you take damage or not. Higher stress means a higher chance of damage. The white bar markers above the stress bar tell you which numbers will damage your dice when rolled. Each dice has 3 health. When this is depleted, the dice will break and must be repaired to be used normally. Yep, she finally is in, and Seraphin rolled well too. So we're doing well. So how do we recover broken dice, by the way? Oh, you can reduce stress at the rig bunk's location. Yep, I know that part. Encourages pacing, right? Seraphin's been a constant companion. They're doing fantastic over there. But we've got this in the bag now. There's no problems. In fact, you know what? I'm going to get Nia involved because we can finally get Nia involved. She has a 100% chance of nailing this. Beaut. Absolute beaut, Nia. Get in there. Get it done. Cook it and book it, girl. All right. And then I rolled like utter crap. So we're just going to use, yeah, we'll use one of Seraphin's dice here. What kind of therapy has Seraphin been eating? All right. A drone shifts. Something has changed. Now that you are in the broadcast array of the drone, you'll need to shut it down fast. The simplest way is to put the entire system offline. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm the only one with a neutral score on this one. Oh, boy. We just need one more. One more there, Seraphin. I know this is not your gig, but 4 is not bad, and we just need one more point, my dude. Hey! Look at us go. The thrumming, pulsing interior of the drone goes still for the first time since you boarded it. You look across at Seraphin and Nia and share a smile. You all exhale so loudly it can be heard over the suit's shared comm channel. The drone is dead. One less piece of Conway's shit to worry about. Nia grins. We killed it! Don't get too excited, Seraphin cuts in. It's looking pretty rough when we got here. You make your way back out to the hull, the drone now faintly rolling in one direction, its stabilizers offline. Nia catches up with you as you glide towards the rig. Make a pretty good crew, Sleeper. We do. Nia grins widely. She punches you on the arm playfully. Your arm comes off. Ah! Ah! A robot, I'm not very well put together, okay? You reach the rig's airlock and take one last look at the drone's dark hull. It catches the light as it rolls in the vacuum. At some point in the near future, this drone will likely be smashed to pieces by one of the many asteroids of the belt, spread across this place as twinkling dust. The thought pleases you. As does the thought of all that cryo Hexport now owes you. Time to go collect. We got it done, and now we get to leave. We're leaving. -5 stress during travel. Fantastic, we're done. We got it done, we're good. After docking at Hexport, Seraphin lets go of the controls and leans back in his chair. Nia leans over to you. Thank you, Sleeper. She stretches. I know you took a chance on me. Glad to have you. Nia smiles an infectious smile. Feels good to make a contract work, Seraphin smiles. No matter how we pull it off. It's hard not to agree. It feels better when the Hexport courier comes with a lockbox full of chits. I think Fantasy Galaxies this is hard sci-fi when it comes to that sort of thing. Like, this isn't a galaxy far, far away. It just, we're in the deep space. We're galaxies apart. I think is the idea. But we're still humans, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're like some fantasy race that just happens to look like humans. I think they still all came from Earth originally. Kind of thing. Lane may still be hunting you, but this should help the effort to slip his net. Suddenly hear a familiar voice. Nia! Femi glides into view, approaching from the docks. He fixes you with a stare. What are you playing at, Sleeper? I'm not gonna say anything. Don't come throwing your weight around, Femi. I can make my own decisions. She glances back at you. Sleeper took me at my word, and I'm grateful. Femi is fuming. Did they now? He turns to you. Well, if you're working for Sleeper, I hope they paid you well. Nia looks away. Well, I asked, so... Femi smiles. Oh, so they aren't paying you. Seraphin crosses his arms. Let's keep this civil. Realizes it's the first time he's meeting Femi. If we're being civil, seems like Nia's owed her share. Femi fixes you with a severe look. No, I got it. No, she worked for us. I'm paying her, man. I pay people that work for me, all right? You grab around a quarter of the chits from the lockbox and hold them out to Nia. She takes them sheepishly. All right, then. Femi smiles. We're good here. He turns to leave. Nia mouths a sorry and follows Femi across the docks. No. We don't take free. This isn't an unpaid internship here, man. You risk your life out in space like that, you're getting paid for it. Seraphin watches them go. Sure know how to pick him, Sleeper. Shakes his head. Turns away and heads back along the docking bridge. So hope we aren't going to end up a stack of cryo short when we need to get out of here. We just made 150 cryo, and I'm still going to go do that contract later. Now, for Nia only rolled ones on all cycle. Yeah, no, that's so true. If she had kept rolling like she was rolling, I probably wouldn't have paid her. But she did come in clutch on that last cycle there, and I felt a little bit better about the situation. So, you know how it go. Now, time to go gambling. I assume that the rig, or okay, here's another question for you fine folks who have played this before, another fine rutabaga, as it were. Does this clock keep ticking when you're on contract? By doing 3 cycles out on that other contract, did this thing keep ticking, or did this pause while we were there? I assume that this kept ticking while we were out there. And so we need to make sure we leave time for that. But I could be wrong. It does. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, it does keep taking to clarify. Yeah. Thank you. Ironically, I'm essentially going to use the money from the contract to refill all of our supplies so I can do another contract. Feels a little silly when it comes out that way, but you know how it goes. Let's throw some points at doing some scrapyard shifts. Let's make some money. Maybe get ourselves a bit of scrap. Maybe get ourselves a little bit of scrap. No, apparently not. Apparently we don't get that when that happens. That's fine. That's cool. Whatever. You know, I don't mind actually. I'm just gonna make some money. It's good. It's good money. It's good money. It's good money. It's good money. Good. Wonderful. Still making good money. Admittedly, I'm making enough money off of this that I could sit here and get that 400 cryo. It would take a lot, but I could do it. I could genuinely do it and make a decent bit of cash off of that. I'm gonna go eat some. No, I don't need to eat fries. I don't need them this time. I'm gonna sit on the health that I presently have, and we're just gonna end the cycle. All right, back out we go. I don't know how you guys are feeling about this, but I'm loving this. I am fully engrossed and immersed, and this will be our playthrough for Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays until we get some sort of ending. I'm pulled in, friends. I love this so much. No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm starting to recognize that the stress is a real pain in the butt, and it'd be a good idea not to burn as much as, or run it all willy-nilly like I was doing there for a minute. Certainly recognizing that now. I guess I'll just take another crack, yeah, and just keep doing some engineering and stuff. Make that money! We don't know how to heal dice yet, unfortunately, which is a little concerning to me. Oh my goodness gracious. Welcome, Raiders. How you doing on this fine Tuesday evening? I had to think about it for a second. Welcome to Citizen Sleeper 2. Here's the long and the short of it. We are an android with an emulated human mind trying to escape our debtors and captors through jumping around in space and going from space station to space station, doing odd jobs and various contracts in order to keep ourselves alive, thriving, and moving, most importantly. It is built off of a D6 system where at the beginning of each day we roll 5 dice and we get to use those to make different decisions and actions throughout the day, with the higher numbers allowing us to succeed better in various tasks that we do, and lower numbers causing us to fail. So far, we have managed to find ourselves to a place called Hexside, and right now we got ourselves just a couple days before a bounty hunter comes and kills us. Or in my case, wipes my brain and then uses my body for other purposes. And killing my friend. That's what it's going to be. Yeah. So this is a sequel to the original Citizen Sleeper, by the way, which was in the same world, not the same crew though. But I highly recommend checking out both games. It's very cool. Friends, go check out Montaro's stream. Persona 4, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Do you want to know any additional languages outside of English, like the guy who plays Noi? I can read a decent bit of Spanish still, but I have pretty much lost entirely my ability to speak it, which feels bad. But I did do like, I mean, good Lord, it was like 9 years of Spanish, and then I was just gone. It sucks. Someday I'll throw myself back in, because I think Spanish is a really good language to know. But, yeah. The two are bundled for $26, both the original Citizen Sleeper and Citizen Sleeper 2. They are both fantastic sci-fi adventures with really interesting storylines. Actually, I think... I listened to somebody else's review of the game, and they saw it as kind of more just like trying to live like working class. I saw Citizen Sleeper, the original, like a lot, like drawing a lot of parallels to the plight of the immigrant trying to find a new life in a new country, and simultaneously building, like, the only way to survive that is to build networks of various helpers and other people trying to scrap to survive. And it is so good. It is so good. Make you only speak in Spanish. I'll have to work for a bit there, miss. But yeah, both games are really good. Stressful is a word I'd use to describe the play, but it is in the way that it is very well balanced to always make you feel like you're on kind of like a survival horror game where you're like always teetering on the edge of not having enough supplies to survive, but you keep finding ways to scrape by that makes it really fulfilling. That's the sort of vibe of this game, and it is very good at what it does. The Sleeping of the Citizens goes well. Faj, how you doing tonight? Let's see here. So I'm almost out of energy. I should probably go eat at that canteen. Throw a couple crits that way. I noticed Noise has been in any Alpha videos since Christmas, wondering how he was doing. I unfortunately don't actually have any information about that. I just know that, yeah, he's taking a break right now. Yeah, it's been a little quiet. But yeah, let's eat some soup. The Export Trade Hall makes fragrant stews sucked through a straw. They are heavy and warming. Oh, I know why we're sucking the stews through a straw. It's because we're in 0G, and so you don't want a bunch of liquid just flying around the station. So instead, you just drink a hefty stew. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, we got 3 more dice on this cycle, and then maybe I'll go and conduct my work on that one on that contract. I only got 1 supply right now. I might wait one more. I'm gonna do 1 more cycle, see if I can gather a little bit more money, a little bit more supplies, and then we'll go on that contract run. Because I have Seraphin working towards getting more supplies, and he can earn some that way, and that'd be kind of nice. Surface tension means you can't get all the soup out of a cup otherwise. There you go. Pretty good, pretty good. Making some money. Come on. Come on, no negatives, no negatives, no negatives. Neutral, we'll take it. Yeah, we got up to 274 cryo. That's not bad. So what we're doing here, friends, on this station is we're trying to fix our ship up enough that it can actually escape into larger space. Unfortunately, some cables that we need, some tubes that would, the feed lines on our ship that would otherwise supply the ship with extra fuel reserves, are broken. And we need a new set, and they cost 400 cryo. Karsten here, big accented man, has either offered to sell them for 400 cryo, which is a lot of money, or to go and retrieve a data core from an old derelict ship out in space. And so that's what we're going to try to do, assuming we don't die. Easier said than done, as we might find out here in a minute. But we're gonna do our best. Let's see what kind of dice we get. So new day means we roll new dice. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Seraphin managed, or one of our crewmates, Seraphin, managed to scrounge some supplies, which is good. I want more supplies. We need a little extra fuel. I can afford that. We have plenty of money now. Gonna fill up my all my supplies. I'm gonna fill up all my fuel tanks. And we are all set to go there. I'm now gonna burn all these dice because they don't do me any good just sitting around in my inventory. We'll go ahead and just get a little extra cash on hand. Another positive outcome. I'll see about that 3. We'll see how we want to play that. Just burn the 6s in the meantime. I think this is the best I can do money-wise right now, so I think this is still the best play. Not bad. Sad how you know so little French, especially considering you're part French. I mean, I'm like 50% Norwegian, and I don't know any Norwegian, so you know, it's the American way. To lay claim to a culture you have no actual connection to. Let's see here. I don't think this will do anything, but it feels good. It feels good to just de-stress. There we go. I have 0 stress now. I had 0 stress, and now, would you believe, I have 0 stress. All right, so we're going to go on a contract here, friends. This is the contract that Carson wanted us to go on. Apparently, it is dangerous. He's offering a straight barter for the feed lines you need if you bring him the data core from the derelict. Any raw scrap you pull out is yours. Let's do it! Okay, so Nia is actually not available for this, but Junie is. So these are our crew members that we're bringing along on these contracts. And we're going to see if we can survive this. I'm already a little beat up, and I don't have any way of healing myself, which I'm a little nervous about. The Solheim derelict fills the cockpit windows, all twisted plates and skeletal strutwork. You watched it in horror and fascination as Seraphin completed the approach, both of you silent in the presence of this decaying beast. Now, as you settle beside it, Seraphin is the first to break the silence. This thing's already dead. He shakes his head. It's a corpse, sleeper. He nudges the ship closer, looking for a place to dock. I touch this thing too hard, it'll crumble into dust. Seraphin glances back to you. No advice?
Take us up there. That's the bridge.
Junie points towards one end of the ship, and both you and Seraphin turn around, having forgotten she was even in the cockpit. She hasn't said a word since you departed. She glances at both of your bemused faces.
What?
She looks away.
Sorry, that's where we need to go.
She stops pointing. Seraphin nods towards Junie. She's not wrong, sleeper. The bridge would be a good start. To the bridge, then. Seraphin takes control of the ship, avoiding the debris field closer to the center of the wreck. He settles in position near a protrusion at the far end. This is as far as I'll go. Seraphin taps at the anchoring controls. We should be able to anchor the ship to these plates. You hear Junie begin to protest behind you, but it is too late. Seraphin fires 2 tipped anchor lines at the nearest solid hull plates. The pythons slam into the plates, and despite their solid appearance, they instantly shatter. The fragments spin out across the wreck, slicing into other plates and building a spiraling swarm of debris. Shit! Seraphin nudges the ship back and steadies it as the ship debris cascades across the surface of the wreck. The damage seems mostly superficial, but it underlines just how fragile the derelict is.
Let's not do that again.
Junie glances between the two of you.
The data core will be very fragile. We have to...
We've got it! Seraphin snaps. He angrily unclips from his seat. Last thing I need is a backseat driver. He kicks off and glides past her into the corridor. Sorry, Junie.
No problem.
She smiles with a weak smile.
We all want the same thing here, right? We'll work it out.
You follow Seraphin down the passage along with Junie close behind. As you reach the airlock, he's already angrily suiting up, his frustration evident. Keep your cool. Seraphin looks up. Yeah. He glances at Junie. No hard feelings, right? He checks the seals on his shoulders. This is job, not a social event. The rest of the preparation process takes place in tense silence, each of you considering the delicate job ahead. You suit up too. Though you don't need a helmet to breathe, you slide one on and lock the seals for protection. This wreck isn't going to give up its salvage easily. The core should be near the bridge, maybe even inside it. But there's a lot of wreck here, and there might be good salvage tucked away in the cargo hold. Once the suits are on and the seals are checked, you cycle the lock and stare out at the vast expanse of the Twisted Hulk before you. Time to go to work. Okay. It's already still got it already has 2 stress. Oh, God. Clear cargo doors. Find access point. Seraphin is okay at enduring. Neither of them are any good at intuiting. Okay. And then this one, the corroded dock. She is good at neither of those things. Huzzah! Oh, dearie dear. All right, I'm going to push. -1 stress on focus die positive outcome. If I push a 3 to a 4, I can earn back that stress, right? So that might be a way to kind of play around with this. But it's a gamble, as most of these things are. Just kind of trying to figure out what to play out here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a 6 on this fella, find an access point. Can I upgrade myself right now? Or do I have to do that on... Yeah, I cannot... I can't do it on location, unfortunately. Probably something I should have done before I left. Whoops. Whoops. It's a D6 rolling system here, Falchion. We are trying to succeed at these various tasks. A 6 guarantees a positive outcome. A 1 has a 50% chance between a neutral outcome and a negative outcome. And then numbers in between give you varying increases of success as you go up. 1 and 2 share the same. 3 and 4 share the same. 5 is split between 50% positive, 50% neutral, and then 6 is a guaranteed crit. And then on the sides here, you can see each of our characters have different stats they can use. I'm actually good at engineering, so I'm going to use my 4s on this one. It'll increase it from a 4 to a 5. And that 5 has a 50% chance of positive, 50% chance of neutral. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a spin. Positive outcome. We made ourselves some progress on entering the bridge. A section of the lock is expertly cut away, both safely and efficiently. Give that yet another spin. And then what we're going to do here is I'm going to push one of these dice. I will increase my own stress, but in the process, just push it up 2. I can push this in here, make it a 6, and that will actually, my ability actually reduces stress on me if one of my focused dice gets a positive outcome. So I'll earn back that stress right now. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, we're going to roll a 4 here. This is the most dangerous one we've done yet. You can see here we have a 25% chance of positivity, 50% chance of a neutral action, and 25% chance of a negative. 75% is still pretty good for this game, so let's hit it. Neutral outcome is perfectly fine. We are 3 ticks away from entering the bridge. without any major issues or trouble coming up, and I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think I really want to roll either of their rolls. They both kind of suck. Seraphin does have a 4. No, I don't want to force no locks. There's no need. We have 5 supplies. We got a little bit of time. I've not started any internal clocks as of yet. I don't think it's worth hitting. Well, I did just roll a 4 and said that was worth it. The problem is both the skills that Seraphin could roll on without losing points are both dangers. I just don't like the fact that there's like some sort of warning sign that happens if we do even cause one more point of stress to this machine. I think I'll wait. I think I'll just... We've got 5 supplies. Let's just take our time. Something tells me we get extra scrap if we don't cause extra damage to this ship. Yeah! Seraphin, my boy! Seraphin, my boy! Look what you've done today. Look what you're getting done today here, sir. Force that lock. Get it done. Wasn't finished, but I was, you know, this is what it is. I'll throw in one here to get it done. The lock is open. Time to move in. The bridge of the derelict lies silent. The pale beams of your suit lamps catch rows of terminals and clouds of glittering dust. Wires wave like seaweed, and the whole scene appears as if underwater. Chaotic, but still. Junie glides past you, disturbing the dust and taking you by surprise as she does. She has been a stoic presence so far, but in this moment she seems drawn forward by some force of curiosity. You watch as she bats away debris and begins checking terminals. I'll let her work. She knows what she's doing. She's already prying an access panel off of one of the more intact-looking terminals, and as she does, puffs of rust color the vacuum around her red. I'm going to approach. She turns back to the terminal and finishes prying off the plate. Then quickly she reaches inside, fishing around for something. Her hand comes back out with a waving cable connected with a thick connector. As soon as she sees it, she slips a keyboard-sized deck out from somewhere on her person. She runs her hand across the back until she finds the right port and slots in the connector. All this happens in a few seconds, the routine practiced and precise. It is hard not to be impressed. Not your first Solheim ship? She glances at you, a nervous look on her face. Does she think you're accusing her of something? She shakes her head and goes back to her work. Junie's fingers dance across the deck's keyboard, and a burst of static lights up the Solheim terminal screen. The sudden burst of light and color takes you by surprise. Junie's fingers tap away the terminal's screen, flashing with blocks of color and lines of code. It buzzes and vibrates, its long-dead systems forced back into chaotic life. Then all at once, it goes dark. The terminal is dead.
Shit.
Junie hisses beneath her breath.
Useless.
You cannot tell if the insult's directed to the terminal or herself. Find anything? She looks up at you as if she was just waking up from a dream.
No.
She pauses.
Nothing useful.
She protectively slides her deck away.
The cradle with the data core can't be far.
She pushes off from the terminal, gliding away from you.
I'll start looking.
She calls back and heads to the other side of the bridge. Seraphin glides up to you beside you. Everything all right? What do you think of Junie?
That kid?
Seraphin shrugs. You know better than me. Keeps to herself. He squints at her retreating form. Seraphin stretches in his suit. I have to admit, it's nice to be back working, especially now that we are the ones who will reap the benefits. He claps you on the shoulder. Feels good to be taking our fate into our own hands. I know it's pretty rough there, back on export. And out here, we're just as likely to get shredded by debris as we find the damn data core. But aren't you glad we made a break for it? He pauses and looks down, having asked the question almost by accident. I mean, I am. I just don't want to speak for you. I'm glad too. Seraphin smiles. You better be. I didn't give up that little dark side cupboard I was living in for nothing. He laughs at his own joke. Look. Seraphin checks his suit's wrist seals. Once we got a bit of distance behind us, once we've gone the distance, if we even manage to get that far. He froze his brow. Don't feel you owe me. I'm no charity case. You want us to go our separate ways? Fine by me. Meets your eyes. Just do me the favor of telling me to my face. I will. Seraphin nods but doesn't respond. After a moment, he shines his torch out into the dark, checking the rows of terminals all across the bridge. You watch the glittering dust as it eddies in the beam. Seraphin sighs. Let's get to it. You watch as he crosses the bridge, his torch probing the dark corners. Feel a chill run through your body as you imagine the people that once ran this ship. The Solheim crew. Surely long dead. What was it like here before the collapse, when the system was the jewel in Solheim's crown? It's impossible to know. That history is lost to you now. All you can do is pick up what you can from the ruins. New location's been discovered. Oh boy. So now we're on the bridge. And now Junie gets to start doing some stuff that'll actually help us out here. Junie's got 2 3s. I think I'll roll both of them, sure. Get ourselves up to 4s on those, see how it goes. Come on. Neutral outcome, good, good. Do it again. This is her gig, this is what she does. Positive outcome, yeah! Seraphin's also got a 5 over here. Track the pathways. Let's keep cooking on this. Neutral outcome, but he gained some stress. Okay, that's all right. After an exhausting search through the treacherous corridors of jagged metal, the layout of the ship starts to become clear. I'm going to be of no use in endurance, but I can help out with rebooting the system here. Meanwhile, over here, what do we got still going on? I can try to find that access point. Maybe if I get a positive outcome here, we can get that done. You found a passage into the cargo bay. Time to see what's inside. Maybe we can collect some stuff. Yeah, we can get some scrap. Ha ha ha. That'll be nice. Neutral outcome, we got 1. All right, that's fine. I'll keep hitting it. Come on. Nothing bad, nothing bad, nothing bad, nothing bad. Good. I'm not going to burn my 1. I don't trust it. I don't want it. So we're just going to end the cycle, burn our supplies, keep going. We're doing well. Never trust a 1. Not out here. Oh, my babies. My poor, poor babies. What are you doing out here? What are you doing out here, you poor, poor babies? Let's keep rebooting the system. Uh-oh. Huh. That's weird. I lost connection to chat there for a second. But I don't think the stream went down. Strange. Seraphin's therapist lost their phone. No! Still doing good. Still rolling out there. Still feel okay on a 4. Uh-oh! Uh-oh. Now we're gaining 1 crisis, 1 stress per cycle now. Oh, no. Oh, dear. It'll collapse if we don't do anything about it. But I don't have any. Nobody good on this team is any good at that right now. I'm gonna burn this 3 here, actually. Okay, good. I mean, we've made some progress at least. 1 extra point of stress on the ship is not gonna do too much now. Come on, roll better, roll better, roll better, roll better. Oh, Seraphin. Yeah, Seraphin's therapist lost their phone, and then now Seraphin's lost their phone. In space. It's a tough business. All right, let's just dig into this then. Thankfully, you did well over here. Junie's gonna get a good roll on this. Positive. We like to see that. Roll again. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. We just need 2 more ticks, and then we've got ourselves the data core location. 1 more tick. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Come on. Big money, no whammies. Okay. That's great. That's fantastic. We did exactly what we came to do. Okay, then. Okay. All right. See how this is. Kind of thought we were done, but I guess we're not. Guess we got more work to do. Wow. Neutral outcomes mean that we... Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that at all. Even neutral outcomes cause problems. Just constantly gambling. No, but this is gambling with lives. I don't like gambling with lives. That's an important distinction here, just to be clear. I don't think I can crisis my way out of this. No. Let's go for the risky roll. See if we can do less damage to the core. There we go. That was great. Fantastic. Beautiful. Mwah. Going for it. So I can bump that up to a 4 to a 5 here. Come on, positive. Come on, positive. Neutral. Boo! I got 2 stress. And I've got 2 stress. Me personally, not just my sleeper. Come on. Better roll, Seraphim. There you go. There you go, Judy and Seraphim. That's what we want to see out here. That's the kind of stuff that I need. Whoo, baby. Now we're sitting pretty. Now we're eating good in the neighborhood. Let's go. Seraphim's therapist got a new iPhone. Everybody's doing well now. Nobody's upset. Nah, this is Junie's gig. I'm just gonna let Junie finish this off. We've done it! You watch nervously as Junie guides the core out of the cradle. A large ball, almost half your height in diameter, it glides up out of the framework that held it, connections waving loose and cut. Her breathing comes through the suit's comms, loud enough to be picked up, and it fills you with tense energy as you watch. Over the course of this job, you have seen Junie both focused and distracted, nervous and precise, but you have not seen her any more confident than in this moment now. She floats beside the data core, handling it with care and skill, as if it was the vast egg of some endangered bird. She glances up and sees you watching her. You notice something unfamiliar in her eyes, something that you have perhaps seen in a passing moment before. Only now it is no momentary lapse or change. It is set in place. You see determination. She guides the core a little away from you with one hand, at the same time comes forward, almost placing herself between you and her prize. It does seem to be hers in the way that she handles it, the possessive way she screens it with her body. Here we go. This is the problem we've had since minute 1. We need to talk. The statement comes flat and deadpan, any nervous tremble gone. Right now. Okay.
Sleeper.
She takes a deep breath.
I want to be honest with you, but I need you to know you won't take this from me.
Ginny glances around the cradle defensively, but Seraphin is already heading back to the ship to prepare the cargo bay for the core's storage. You two are alone. Tell me and we'll see.
Fine.
She folds her arms.
But staying with me. Karsten doesn't deserve this. This treasure, Sleeper.
Junie glances over her shoulder at the core.
Do you know how many of these are left intact?
She shakes her head.
And all he wants to do is wipe it clean so he can use it to interface with Hexport. All that data gone.
So what do you want?
I want to extract the data, to make use of it.
You see some genuine emotion flicker in her eyes. She sighs.
After extracting the data, the core will be unusable. There's a security system that will fry if data duplication is attempted. I can delay the security response long enough to copy the data, but after that...
She trails off. You've done this before. She looks down.
Yes.
She meets her eye.
This is why I came. Look at this place, Sleeper.
She gestures to the cradle room, a dark and twisted cavern of long-dead tech.
How many of these places are left? How many chances do we have to recover anything this old, this fragile? Like it or not, we live in Solheim's shadow, in the ruins. And yet we know almost nothing. What chance do we have of understanding how we got here when others like them, like Senatstad and Conway, are descending on the system?
What can we learn from the core?
I don't know, Sleeper. That is the point.
She gestures around herself.
We can learn our history and how the system was settled. We could better learn the technology we build our lives on. We could uncover Solheim's crimes and seek to make amends.
She looks at you with pleading eyes.
We could see beyond survival, towards something else.
You have never heard Junie speak like this. You realize what you have taken for nervousness was actually control. This, the person in front of you defending a decaying data core with her life, is the real Junie. But then you think of Lane, of the price he likely put on you and Seraphin's heads, and of the feed lines without which leaving Hexport will be almost impossible. Is this even a choice? Junie listens carefully as you tell her about the deal with Karsten, the feed lines he offered you, and that both you and Seraphin are on the run.
Then I'll help you.
Junie doesn't flinch.
We find another way to get those feed lines. Karsten is an idiot. I can hack a security who can pull them out of there, or Seraphin looks tough. Maybe he can grab them. She looks desperate. We can do it. We can do something.
Why should I trust you?
Of course I know you don't work with Karsten. I knew that from the second that you walked up to us to join us. From second one. I might have misled you there. I knew where the derelict was, and I heard your conversation. I've been keeping an eye on him.
She pauses.
I know I lied, but I can help you. Let me strip the data from the core, and I promise to help you get the feed lines.
She meets your eyes with intensity. It's a lot of information to take in at once. Need a second to think. Let's do it. I love myself a sneaky little side gig. I love myself a little sneaky side gig. And also, we could probably force our way to 400 chits if we need to. My hope is to spend a little extra time at the ship here, get some of the scrap from the ship before we go, and then sell that and see if we can get ourselves to 400.
It's a gift to all of us, Sleeper. I hope you'll see it like that.
Junie turns to the data core, quickly gathering one of its loose connections. She takes out her deck and plugs it in, then crosses her legs and places it across them, floating tethered beside the core. Her fingers begin tapping at the keyboard, teasing out the core's data and whatever Solheim secrets it might contain. As she does, Seraphin enters. He braces himself in the entryway.
What's she doing?
Junie doesn't seem to notice. I'll explain later. He has you suspicious.
Hope you know what you're doing, Sleeper.
He nods toward the core.
That's our ticket out of here, out of Hexport.
Junie will help us. If you say so. You both turn to watch Junie stripping the core of its secrets. A little while later, once the core has been emptied out and its defense mechanism has scorched its seams black, you watch the metallic sphere spinning gently in the room. Wonder if you've just made a terrible mistake.
Contract failed! Uh-oh! Uh-oh!
All right, let's see if we can scoop out of here before we go. Oh no, we're terrible at it. Oh, that's real bad. You're the only one that can do anything about it. Oh no. Cool. We're doing damage to it every round, huh? Well, let's just keep digging. Let's just go for it, man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. On second thought, perhaps it is time for us to depart. We're leaving. Those are some bad rolls, guys. Those are some real bad rolls. As you arrive at Hexport, Junie speaks up from the back of the cockpit.
Gonna have to act fast if we want to take those feed lines.
You and Seraphin exchange glances. You're both still getting used to this new Junie.
We?
Seraphin raises an eyebrow. Only one of us fried the core and stole all of its data. He shoots you a look. If for some reason we let you, you make this work. What I'm wondering, Sleeper, is why we have to. Seraphin looks infuriated. I don't think Carson's gonna take kindly to the idea we brought someone pretending to work for him on the job and let her have his prize. He points at Junie like she's an object. Do you even know what she's up to? Junie looks between the two of you.
Hexport hasn't exactly been kind to me. You two trusted me even though I didn't deserve it. I'm not used to that. I want to repay it. Not to mention that Karsten is probably ripping you off. Even if you get enough cryo, what's to say he won't raise the price? Trust me, he's no good. I was trying to deal with Karsten to get those derelict coordinates from the moment I arrived here, and he ran me in circles.
She shakes her head. Seraphin is watching her closely. Even if I do take you at your word, which, given everything, seems a little tough, how do we even do this? He raises an eyebrow. You're telling me we just drift in there and take the feed lines?
Look, I get it. You don't trust me.
She pauses.
But what if I have a vested interest in this working out? There's nothing left for me here, and I don't feel like hanging around waiting for Karsten to figure out my involvement in all this. I need safe passage. You need the feed lines to grant it.
She allows herself a smile.
See where I'm going with this?
I don't like it. He pauses. But it makes sense. What do you think, Sleeper? We all get something.
Exactly.
Junie smiles.
Let me prepare.
All right, so we got Junie in for the crew, guys.
I'll head to Factory Row, scope the place out. Meet me there and we can work out a plan.
She glances between the two of you.
Trust me, we can find a way. We'll keep it simple, clean.
Let's get to it.
Okay then.
Junie smiles.
Trust me, this is going to work. I'll go scope out the bay we need in Factory Row. We should split up. Less likely for Karsten to suspect us. Meet me there in a few and we can finish setting up.
Junie unclips from her seat, floating.
I want to show you I can be trusted. That we can do this.
She looks between the two of you.
Believe that, please.
With that, she slips away down the passage toward the airlock and Hexport beyond. You look at Seraphin.
I'm saying nothing, Sleeper.
He unclips from his seat, too.
Either this is the kind of mess you have to go through to get out to the other side, or it's the kind you never escape. Either way, we are in it now.
He leaves the cockpit. I appreciate that Seraphin went along with my cockamamie scheme. I don't think that's how you spell cockamamie. Nope, that's still wrong. Captions don't got this one. It's fine. You stare at the chaotic lights of Hexport and wonder if anything in the Star Wars belt ever runs smoothly. We're 2 days away! Oh, dear. Oh, no. Okay, then. Well, we just have to cook and book. Positive. Good, good, good. Bad, bad, bad. But if the worst that happens is a loss of energy, I can handle that. Are we in trouble? Are we cooked, chat? Chat, are we cooked? 1 point left on that. Just in case, I'm gonna go buy some supplies. And maybe enough fuel to get ourselves out of here if we need to go. We're 1 day away. Oh, God! Okay. Five ought to do it. The sound of fist on keyboard wakes you from the scrolling code on the terminal screen. You turn to see Junie, a rare half smile on her face as she floats cross-legged with her deck in her lap. The blue light of the snap-on screen makes her eyes glint with a glittering excitement.
Got him.
She shoots you a look.
Karsten's whole system is mine.
You push away from your terminal to glide over to her screen.
Running the mapping protocol now. I want to know about every little dusty corner of his network.
Is there much to map? She squints at the screen.
Weirdly, there is. It's coming up now. Seems Karsten's pretty paranoid. The whole system is iced over with some serious security.
She frowns.
What are all those layers of...
Red pulse flashes across her face, changing her features as it does.
Shit.
Her fingers dance across the keyboard.
Something is closing the port. We need...
The red flash and the screen goes blank. Junie's fists hit the keyboard again harder.
We've been kicked out.
She's rapidly shaking her head.
There's no way a salvager shop could have that kind of countermeasure.
She looks troubled. We're locked out?
It seems so. I think our friend Karsten is involved in some nasty stuff.
Boy, oh God, oh chat, we're cooked. She rubs her forehead in thought.
Wait.
Fingers fly across the keyboard, her screen flickering with commands. A complex node graph assembles on the screen, a mess of interlocking connections. The mapping protocol did enough. She points at the screen.
All security systems are there.
She indicates a dark section of broken connections.
We didn't get what's there, but it seems like we found some kind of archive. Nothing we want.
Wonder what's there.
Some big data trawls, looks like. Copies of old drives he found? Could just be a load of data left over from salvage jobs that he thinks is worth something.
She smiles.
He's a meathead with no eye for data, so it's probably a load of debug logs he thinks are Solheim secrets.
She giggles at the idea. Junie pulls out a thumbnail drive out of one of her many pockets and slots it into her deck.
Time to train my cat.
Yeah! You watch the code spilling across the screen and notice the addresses from the node map being marked and logged. As you watch, you see that the cat identifies weaknesses, marks nodes with multiple connections and fragile structures. It is making a plan of attack. Junie is going to blast Karsten's network apart with raw data. Junie sees the look of recognition in your eyes.
I thought I could show you something new.
She looks impressed.
I call it a Katzenjammer. CAT for short. Give it the map of a network and an entry port, and it'll flood the system with raw data and network noise. Any tech connected to it gets a killer headache.
We're so back! We're so back!
I built it to take the remnants of Solheim security systems out of commission on old derelicts.
She squints.
I had one too many close calls.
What will it do to Karsten's shop?
Pretty much fry anything on our map. Cameras, shutter controls, alarms. It'll be pure chaos.
She plucks the thumbnail drive out of her deck and hands it over. The cat head sticker on it catching the light as you turn it in your fingers.
We still lost access, of course.
Junie turns back to her screen, bringing up another node map.
But there's an old Solheim port from the original facility just outside Karsten's. Slot the cat in there, it should be able to find a back door.
What are we waiting for?
Nothing, but...
She looks away.
This isn't gonna be quiet. This whole system's gonna get data blasted. It's not a subtle hack. When you slot the cat, you get in, grab the feed lines, and run.
Sounds like one hell of a risk. Seraphin's voice catches you both by surprise as he slips into the dark and empty unit.
Well?
Junie pauses, looking between the two of you.
It's our best option.
Seraphim narrows his eyes. And where will you be when we run the gauntlet of scrambled security and make that grab? Junie looks away.
I can monitor how it goes down remotely. From here, or the ship.
Seraphim gives you a look. You can tell he's finding it hard to trust Junie after everything. Well, do or die. We've come this far. Starts to pack up her deck,
But I'll find somewhere else to work from. Close to the ship, but out of your way.
Junie's shoulders her bag and glides to the door. When you're ready, slot the...
When you're ready, slot the cat and go. By the time you're back at the ship, I'll be there.
She glances down.
Don't leave without me.
She shoots Seraphim another look and then slips out of the unit. Seraphim watches her go, then turns to you.
The whole of exports can hear about this.
You better be ready to go the moment you slot that thing. I'll be ready.
I'll be at the ship preparing the engine. We need to be ready to fit the lines as fast as we possibly can.
Meets your eye.
Be careful. Don't stop for anyone or anything.
Puts a hand on your shoulder.
Don't even think about looking back.
With that, he slips out of the unit, leaving you alone to consider what comes next. Dorda, boys and girls. I might as well burn my other dice, right? I don't think we're going to get use out of it otherwise. Take a moment again to get a little extra.
Get one more little bit of work done. Get a little time in.
There you go. 247 cryo on our way out here. Make that 240. I'm gonna need a little bit of fry. Yoink! Alright, we're gonna do this, friends, then we'll call it quits for the night. Oh, sell the scrap. You're totally right. You're totally right. Right over here? Yeah. $16 scrap! Oh, I should have held on to it. That's not enough! Again, this game is very good at making you feel like you're playing on the edge of your seat at all times. You slide the worm into the corroded Solheim port. A noise from Karsten's shop immediately catches your attention. I could still buy, but I don't have the cash. Karsten's place is locked up for the cycle. Shutter down, alarms on, the denizens of Factory Row snaking past the deliveries and work orders. You hold your position opposite the shop and take a deep breath, waiting for a sign that this is going to work. You look at the thumbnail drive with the shimmering cat sticker sticking out of the old Solheim access port. You imagine the flow of data as the Katzenjammer seeks for an entry point into Karsten's system. You think of Junie, tucked away near the ship, watching you through public networks. You think of Seraphim, deep in the engine room of the rig. Hurry the hell up, you think. Enough waiting. Then you hear it. A pulsating white noise spluttering, and then screaming out of Karsten's shop. The shutter scissors up and down, the lights pulse, the alarm gurgles in confusion. For a moment, you are stunned into stillness. People stop in the street, then turn to look as the shutter's motors burn out in a cascade of sparks and acrid smoke. Now or never. Okay, good enough. You skirt around the people watching, using them as a perimeter. They're pointing and talking, some of them laughing while others look concerned. You confidently push past them and glide inside without looking back. Takes you a moment to gather yourself in the chaos of the shop. The wall-mounted screens scream out white noise, and the flickering lights make it hard to concentrate, but you keep your focus. You scramble over to the feed lines in the window, grabbing the bundle with both arms. They wave wildly in your grasp as you wrench them away and kick off from the counter, gliding back out into the passage. Your arcing glide takes you into the crowd. You steer yourself through a gap in the gathering bodies and kick off hard towards the port. The feed lines wave wildly, but you grip them hard to your chest and don't look back. Seraphim better be ready. Your arms ache from clutching the feed lines, but you don't loosen your grip until you see the entrance to the docking bridge. Sleeper! You almost ignore the call until you realize you recognize the voice. Oh, it's Junie. Junie glides out to meet you, her hand on her shoulder, guiding you towards the bridge.
I'm with you now.
She shoots you a glance.
What a show, huh?
It's certainly loud. Smiles a little.
Wish I could have seen the cat in action.
You both glide down the docking bridge, Junie helping you with the trailing feed lines. From what you can tell, news of the chaos in Factory Row has not reached the port yet. You feel a flush of excitement as you enter the ship's airlock. This is it! You did it! You try to keep focused, but the elation makes your hands tremble. You take a sharp turn in the central passage of the ship and make your way to the engine room. The feed line's now unwieldy in the cramped space. Seraphim is waiting for you, shaking his head. Looks like we're in business. He lets out a sigh. And on the run from two different people now. He grabs the feed lines. I'll take it from here. He quickly begins the process of connecting the engine to the subsidiary fuel tank. You watch, catching your breath as he works.
How do you make yourself useful rather than just making me nervous?
Seraphin asks without looking up from his work. Go close the airlock and disconnect the bridge. You and Junie glance at each other. Both of you, now! Seraphin calls out. The two of you turn and make your way up the passage, your nerves settling now. You arrive at the airlock and reach the control panel. Then you see him. Karsten, coming up the docking bridge, fast. You're shaking hands, then put the closure sequence just in time. The door hisses and slams shut in Karsten's face. He glares at you through the airlock's window, but as he does, the docking bridge's scissors close, blocking him from view. You hear a clunk as the clamps disengage. You are free. Seraphin rushes past, gliding up the passageway for the engine room. Come on, get yourself strapped in! You and Junie silently follow him, your head spinning, your thoughts racing. You slip in your seat as Seraphin punches in the departure sequence. The rig begins to pull away from Hexport. Seraphin's hands on the controls. Close your eyes and feel the force of the thrusters firing. Bye! Failed some drive, whoops. What the? Seraphin's quiet question interrupts your thoughts as the rig cuts across the belt. Hexport is now behind you, drifting out of visual range. Its glinting lights now just part of the background glow of the belt's thousands of reflective bodies. Whatever trouble you stirred up there, it's surely been left behind. Which is why Seraphin's muttering is worrying you. More trouble? Seraphin turns. There's a transmission coming out of Hexport. Some kind of evac order? He turns back to his console. Let me check this.
Sleeper.
The voice, as distorted as it is, cuts through you. Lane.
I know you're there.
A hissing pause. Is that coming from Hexport? Seraphin glances at you, confused. Is what coming from Hexport? Give me a second here, Sleeper. Getting a wide-channel broadcast. He rubs his shoulder nervously. They're warning people to alter their course away from the station.
You're slipping away.
A squawk of noise.
But we can't have that. I take this personally, Sleeper.
A sharp intake of breath.
After all my investment, all my care expended upon you, this is how you repay me.
At least we're heading away, Seraphin interrupts. Maybe it's just a precaution.
I see a little something glinting out there.
Lane continues.
Could that be you?
Sleeper? You hear Seraphin calling, but you don't move. You don't breathe. All you hear is Lane's voice. You unclip from your restraint, drifting towards Seraphin. Gives you a wild look. Something isn't right. You don't feel right. Numbness grows in your body, your fingers flexing without your input. You reach out towards Seraphin. No, not you. Something reaches out to Seraphin through you. Attention flickers in his eyes. Fear? A hissing silence. Then a rumbling blast. All at once, the rig screams. Systems seizing in electromagnetic paralysis. All at once, the rig shifts, carried on some shockwave of light. Pain. Then darkness. God dang it! I was hoping to find a good place to save here, but we still not have done an auto save yet, so I guess we gotta wait till we find ourselves another spot. Voices echo warmly through your mind. You can't quite make out what is being said, and any attempt to focus causes a growing flare of pain, so you let them fill the air, unidentifiable and soft. You're floating, and so you cannot yet feel your body or its weight. The feeling is pleasant, soothing, and yet the moment you realize this, it begins to fade. Something spasms in your fingers and you flick it away. A sensation crosses the sole of your foot and you kick your leg. A weight settles itself in your chest. You're awake. You open your eyes to light playing across a surface patterned with stained cushioning. You are alone. The voice is replaced by the hum of air cycling, the distant clank of maintenance systems. You are alone, and this is not your ship. You jerk upwards. Ancient reptilian brain popping in there. You jerk upwards against the straps that hold you loosely to the berth, suddenly confronted with the last things you remember. An overwhelming numbness, and below it, an insipid animating force creeping through your mind. You pull at the straps and free yourself, floating up into the small habitation room, cushioned and worn, your mind racing. Where is this? You glance around, taking in the small room with its knickknacks tucked behind webbing, its stained and worn storage suits, its faded padding. This is someone's home. Cold light fills the room, and you float over to the dark square of the window. You see stars, the bright pinpricks of drive trails, and skeletal docking bridges. This is a station. A sudden hiss draws your attention to the door, which slides open with a puff of equalizing pressure. The entering figure jumps as they see her awake. You're up. They hesitate in the doorway. Where's Seraphim?
Your friend, right?
They laugh nervously.
I'm not really sure. He headed out a while ago. I'm Bliss.
They shrug, not sure what to add.
Your crew are out. Sorry. They brought you here.
Here?
Right.
They nod slowly.
This is my room.
They glance around.
Not much, I know. You're in my repair bay on the far spindle, if you know where that is.
In the belt?
Yeah,
They smile sympathetically.
in the belt.
They look around at the room again.
Come on, let's go find somewhere a little more comfortable.
They hold out a hand.
You are safe. Don't worry.
You follow them out into the corridor, gliding behind them. They move with the ease of someone who is either born in zero-G or has spent most of their life in it. They guide you to an enclosed balcony, where heavily scratched, thick acrylic windows look out onto a chaotic-looking wet dock. At the center of the dock is the rig. Scratched and worn, but still your ship. It's a reassuring sight. She okay?
She will be when I'm done with her.
Bliss sees you staring at the rig.
Took some damage, but she's hardy old thing. Your ship.
Bliss pauses.
You're lucky I heard your distress signal.
You sense they are holding something back.
I guess that expensive long-range array I was tricked into buying finally paid off. Well, at least for someone. You were out cold when I got there and have been for all the cycles since. Your friend wasn't in great shape either, but he bounced back fast.
I make a habit of doing that. Seraphim's voice makes you spin around. Good to see you up. He can't suppress his smile. Are you okay? Don't start fussing over me, sleeper. I'm good. Yeah, it's a new fit, isn't it? Your eyes fall to Seraphim's bandaged abdomen. He notices and pulls his jacket over the wound.
Certainly looks better than when you came in. You should have seen.
Bliss abruptly stops after Seraphim glares in their direction. Here. Seraphim pulls a few chits out of his pocket. Catch. He slings them over to Bliss. That's all I could get for now. Working in your condition? Seraphim sighs. Please. I'm fine. Bliss looks at you apologetically.
I know what it looks like, but I'm sorry I can't work for free. Keeping this place is going bad enough.
I get it. Seraphim nods. We're just thankful you towed us in. We aren't freeloaders. Bliss looks between the two of you.
I'll let you two catch up.
They turn to you.
I'm glad you're awake. We were worried.
They pat you on the shoulder and glide back down the corridor. With Bliss gone, silence descends upon you and Seraphim, both of you unsure what to say. Where's Junie? She's probably on the ship working on that deck of hers. Seraphim looks out on the ship. She's been useful. Not sure she would have got that distress signal out without her. What do you remember? Lane. Seraphim grimaces at the mention of his name. Lane? He shakes his head. Seraphim looks out at the rig. He takes a breath, steeling himself for what he has to say. Hexport is... He clears his throat. It's gone. He flinches. What do you mean, gone? It's gone. Seraphim catches your eye. Dropped off the map. No signals apart from one sent from fleeing ships. He frowns. I don't know what happened. No one does. Your mind skips, unable to focus on the information you've just been told.
You think of the constant activity of the bends, the rumble of the factory row. Karsten, gone. What about Femi and Nia? By the time Bliss reached us, we had drifted out of range. They couldn't have seen it go up. But I saw Sleeper. Something exploded. White, hot. He rubs his arm, suppressing a shiver. A moment later, a shockwave was on us. The rig was crippled. Engine kept firing, but guidance went offline, sending us arcing out across the belt. He drops a hand inside his jacket, pressing against the bandage on his side. I managed to get it under control, but not before we started spinning. My restraints came loose, and we weren't even strapped in, so we both got scrambled. He smiles a weak smile. Felt like being trapped in an auto wash. See you, cat times. We're almost done here, friends. I'm just waiting for a moment to save. He turns back to you. Impressed you made it, to be honest. Flesh and blood human would have been smashed to pieces. He goes silent, but the image a little too raw for him to continue. Could it be to do with us? Seraphin shrugs. Your guess is as good as mine. He squints. Would Lane do something like that? Doesn't make any sense. Utsubo's a gang. They run dark side. They don't go around blowing up stations. All anyone is seeing is debris and radiation. Picked up a lot of ship transponders before the rig went offline. Maybe some people got out. He stops, unable to add anything more. You both float in silence for a moment. What now? Seraphin laughs weakly. One step at a time. You in a rush? We already owe Bliss for the work they did on the rig, and it isn't finished yet. A few more cycles have been told. Bliss won't hold us hostage, but I don't like to skip out without paying, even if we could get the rig started up. He rubs his necklace between his fingers. Bad karma. Beyond that, we need work. Fuel, supplies. We need to make sure you are okay. He counts off the issues on his fingers. After that, he shrugs. I haven't heard anyone coming after us, and if they did, they'd have to come through Hexporter. What's left of it? He looks away. The far spindle is way out of Lane's territory anyway. They call this bit of the belt the Wash. The stations have here run differently to Darkside. So for now, we have some freedom. Seraphin sighs. Freedom to go broke, starve, and get even in more trouble, that is. In all honesty, I was hoping you might have some ideas. He pats you on the shoulder. It's like for a contract. You don't hear any complaints from me. He smiles. We won't be able to fly for a few cycles yet, but it won't hurt us to have something lined up. He pauses and looks away. Seraphin pauses and stares down. Look, Sleeper. He rubs his side. I'm not sure I can work right now. Just got kicked out of a salvage yard for passing out on the job. He looks away. Even if the pain meds have been able to scare up. I can fly, that's for sure. He stares obstinately at the rig. But you're gonna need some crew if you want to do any serious work. He chews his lip. I'm sorry. Don't be. Seraphin nods. Thanks, Sleeper. He turns away. I'm gonna go take a rest on the rig. I'm wiped. You look out of the rig as he leaves, the warmth and softness of your waking moments now feeling like a distant memory. Is this what you wanted? Freedom? A chance to work for yourself, not Lane? Well, here it is. With all the problems and complications you can imagine. And at what cost? Could Lane have wiped out Hexport just to try to end you? You shiver at the thought. But if not Lane, then who? Theories cloud your mind. Push them away. Now's not the time for theories. You take a breath. Time to make a plan. You have gained some glitch. Glitch is a penalty you gain from repairing dice and from Lane's attempts to hack your system. Your current level of glitch is represented by the glitch clock to the side of your dice. You can have a maximum of 6. Each level of glitch you gain will increase your chance of rolling a glitch dice at the start of the cycle. Each time you roll a glitch dice, you clear 1 level of glitch. A glitch dice has an 80% chance of negative outcome when used, and a 20% chance of a positive outcome. Okay, so we can throw that into something safe and then hopefully, clear that out. Almost there. You find Junie in the airlock, her small collection of things crammed into her bag.
I was coming to see you, I promise.
She looks nervous.
I was waiting for you to wake up, but Seraphin said you were okay, so...
You're going? She looks away.
I am. While you were out?
She pauses, the concern for you obvious. I was digging into the data I pulled from that core, the Solheim one. There's a lot of stuff in there, but it's impossible to read. Either I'm decrypting it wrong or I don't have the right cipher. Whatever it is, I think it means the data is important.
She takes a breath.
At least it was to Solheim. I need to find someone to help me pick away at it, to crack it down, crack it open.
She looks down.
That's why I'm going.
We can take you there.
No, look.
She takes a sharp breath.
After what happened with the rig, Bliss saving us, we're all lucky to be alive.
She shifts her bag on her shoulder.
I think I'm better off alone. For now.
She's the one who made the station explode. Could you? Wow, would that be wild?
Oh.
She suddenly reaches into her bag, producing a handful of chits.
Some of the data I sold, just so I could buy myself a ticket to where I need to go. It's not much, but here's your share.
Thank you. I'm taking. No, she's walking out on me. She's taking my money. I'm getting some money out of that. At least we got 3 hours. There you go.
You deserve more. She catches herself. I'm sorry. Good luck, Sleeper. And tell Seraphim goodbye for me.
What are you chasing? She freezes, caught off guard by your question. She pauses.
I know there's value, true value in that data, Sleeper. I know it, and
She pauses again, unsure of herself.
I have a project to continue. One I won't abandon. Maybe I can tell you about it another time.
She smiles weakly, closing up again.
Well,
Shrubs the back of her neck.
See you around.
You watch her drift away down the docking tunnel and into the far spindle, with questions still bouncing around your head. Maybe if your paths cross again, you might be able to get some of them answered. Okay, she just gave us 60 cryo, which is not terrible. Not terrible at all. What do I want to do here? I want to spend on a new skill point. I'm just trying to decide if I want a plus on something, or do I want to knock out my disadvantage on endurance checks? I kind of want to knock out my disadvantage, I think. Be nice to know that I'm not going to get screwed if I have to do an endurance check somewhere, you know what I mean? Especially if it sounds like it might be running low on crew members at the moment. But that, friends, is when we will call it quits for the night. We'll return back to this Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, to explore our new station that we've landed at and see more about what's going on and why an entire station just exploded and killed everyone on it just moments ago. That's kind of wild.